Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, all the housekeeping notes, all the product I use, all the dimensions will be listed below. There's a link to my online store if you wish to purchase any of these products. There is a link to our Facebook group. We'd love to have you join that. There's my email if you have any questions. And finally, remember to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube and help me grow in YouTube world. Got a lot of glare going on here. We're going to be using the Merriest trees, but I wanted to show you this paper. This is some paper that's on online exclusive, and it's called Shiny Christmas, and it is very shiny. The colors in this paper are Mossy Meadow and Cherry Cobbler. It's pretty easy, but as you can see, it's all shiny, and it's like the little dots, the little red cherries are foiled, but the whole page is shiny. And the back side is just red polka dots. This one is candy canes going every which way, little hearts in between the candy canes. You can see those. And it's little X's on this one. Then we have Christmas packages. And a little design there. Very cute. Now we have Christmas trees. And very nice neutral. Now the back side is not shiny, only one side. And then we have a stripe. Always use a stripe for Christmas. And this one has lights. And this is an argyle pattern. Very pretty. And this has some bubbles on there, Christmas ornaments. Now, this is not part of this one. This is also another online exclusive. This is silver and gold glimmer paper, Adhesive-backed, and I'll show you how, there is adhesive on here, and I'll show you how that works in a little while. But this is Adhesive-backed, and you get one sheet of each, one gold, one silver. It's 12 by 12 as well. So, what we're making today, well, there's the card, or the envelope, I should say, and here's the card. This card stands up like this, and on the back it says, "We wish you a Merry Christmas," and place to sign. But it stands up so it can be displayed, and somebody's not trying to hold it this way so you can see how the display works. So it stands up and displays like this. Very festive. So we're going to get started, and we're going to build the trees first. So the first thing we need is, I got all the stamps out. I didn't get the dies out. So I wanted to show you the dies. There's so many dies. I have it on 2 pieces of thing. We're going to need the large tree, the medium tree, the smaller tree. Now it's not the smallest, there's still one more over here, and there's a top of a tree here. So it's those 3. This piece here is what is going to give us the garland right here around the trees. So we need that one. And then we need 2 pieces. There's different kinds of like stars here and ornaments, but we're going to use these 2 stars to make our pieces. So that's what we need out of there. So we're going to start stamping first. And what I've got here is a piece of old olive. I'm going to grab a stamping mat. Now this is about a little less than half a sheet. You don't probably need quite that much, but that's what I'm starting with, because we're going to be using old olive and Mossy Meadow for our trees. And I'm going to put my glasses on. And these are such large, and they do fit. These are E-blocks, and this tree just fits on that E-block. So you don't have to use, and I'm going to take the ink. This is old olive, and I'm taking old olive to this, and then I'm going to stamp it here. I'm going to give it a good press and hold it for just a second and let that ink absorb in. There's so much on there. So it looks like that. And then we're going to ink it up again. There's only one tree stamp, and that's why I left them to cut out. I'll show you all of them, we'll cut them out. Now this one I'm going to turn this way. I'm just conserving paper. So we'll just stamp him upside down. Give it a minute to absorb in there. Give it a good push. Like that. And we got to do it one more time. And we'll do this one this way. Like I said, you don't need a full half sheet. And that's our trees. Almost. That's the old olive. This two-step, and this is the second piece. This is our second part, and we're doing Mossy Meadow. Oh, got a little more. Got a little more here. We're going to cut it out, so it doesn't matter, but it's a little messy if you do. And line this up, and it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. Like that. I will hold this up. Try not to get too carried away this time. And the reason I'm taking the stamp, the ink to this, is because it is so large. On larger pieces, it's easier to take the stamp pad to the stamp than taking the stamp to the ink pad. And this time I'm just going to flip this one around. And line this one up. There's that. Now, the next color we need to stamp, we're going to let those sit for a second. The next thing we need to stamp is the back of our card. And this is a piece of basic white that is 5 3/8 by 2 7/8. And we're going to use Cherry Cobbler. I'm just going to put this off to one side. Just leave me plenty of room to write. And then we need one other thing. We need our envelope. And we are all done with stamping. And this says Love and Joy. And that's going there. Okay, so that's all our stamping. Now we need to do some die cutting. And before I start die cutting, I am going to, these two big stamps, I'm going to use my large. I'm putting them face to face, and I'm going to set them off to the side so I don't end up with my hand in the ink. I've got to clear a little space. You can cut these out on the little Stamp and Emboss machine, but I'm going to use my large one. Because we can cut a couple out at one time. Grab my snips and our trees. First, going to cut off this large piece here. And then just cut in between these. If you stamp them too close, and I did stamp mine pretty close, you can't get the dies around them. So cut those apart. Now, if you end up, when you stamp these, and if you have one that has, let's say we missed a corner on this one, don't worry about it, because you're going to cut one of them is going to be a shorter tree. And I'll show you that in a second here. So I have my plates on here. Plate 1, 2. So we'll grab our 3 trees. The first tree is the big one. Move this a little bit so you can see. And I'm going to line this tree up in here like this. I've got a bunch of Post-its over here, so I'm going to use a couple Post-its to hold this where I want it. Maybe. Don't think the Post-its are going to hold it. Okay, we'll get a little bit of painter's tape here, or craft tape. This is low tack, but still you have to de-stickify it a little bit. And what I'll do is I will stick this so we're not too much on my stamped area. Just to hold that in place. I don't want it shifting on me. So the next one, we'll cut the next one here. We have room to cut one more. This one only cut out the top 4 tiers of the tree. I'm trying to peel the tape here. And putting it on my hand again. So this one, I don't care if it comes over the bottom there, because I'm not keeping this section here. And we'll grab our plate. And we'll cut these 2 out. So there's the large tree. Here's our medium tree. Like that. Just getting all my pieces here. I said it's supposed to be low tack, but it's still very tacky. And then the next one is our small tree. Like that. Now we still have room here, so I've got, we can throw on a couple more pieces. These are, I can get a little more out of here. This is the gold adhesive-backed glimmer paper, and this is just a piece of Cherry Cobbler, because we need 3 of each of these stars. Set that one there. We'll set that one there. I know the Glimmer one will not hold with Post-its, so we'll use that. And this one should hold with the Post-it. So I'm just loading up as much as I can get in here as under one pass. Well, there's one of our stars. I'll set him off to the side here so I know where it's at. And here is the one stuck on the glimmer paper. It's like this. Now, there is a few pieces you will need to pop out of this. And the other thing you need to watch on this glimmer paper is the back, as you can see, has already started falling off on this. So I would recommend that you have a silicone mat to set these on as you cut them. And I'm going to set mine over there. And I'll get this other tree out of here. Like I said, it's supposed to be low tack tape, but it's pretty darn tacky. So, and there is our small tree. Okay, so we still need 2 more stars of each kind. So we'll set those up here. Now this is a piece that I cut off yesterday of this adhesive, of the glimmer paper. And I'm going to show you what I did. I'm going to pull this one off and move it over. Like I said, I'm just using a small piece of each. But what I started with on my glimmer paper is I took, it's 12 by 12, I took a piece that is 1 1/4 inches because we need to die cut our pieces here. So then I set this on here and took my snips and just snipped off what I needed. And I don't think I'll need anything to hold it, but we'll throw one on. Like I said, all these pieces do run through the little one, but I'm gonna roll it back. You don't have to roll it back. This usually cuts through the first time, but it's also easier than me lifting it across. So this one, it has a tendency, I'm going to show you right now, half of the backing came off already, and these are all in there. So I'm going to bring back my silicone mat, and I'm going to just gently pop these out. They come out really easy. Because some have the back on them, some don't. We're going to need to do this 2 more times, so once you get it started, they all come out. So I'm going to set them in the order that they come out. But sitting them on the silicone mat, the sticky won't get. It'll be just fine. So there's one of them. Now, if you have some small pieces, my star did not fit up in there, but some other ornaments would, so you could keep those. And we have another red star. Here he is. And I think I have room to get one more. I do. I have another piece of red standing by, but we'll just put him back on there. So we need one more of those. Here's another star. And just peeling the red paper thing off. There's still a piece stuck, but that's okay. Get it off there. And we're going to pop him out. You pop the center one out. They come out pretty easy. Like I said, the backs have a tendency to fall off of them. And get anything else out you have. Like I said, there's some little pieces in here. You use those as raindrops almost if you wanted. Okay, we have one more piece of glimmer paper to get done. We have just enough room there on that one. And we need to do 2 more of these. Snip it. Slide that over there. A lot of die cutting on this one, but I think it's worth it. And I thought about doing this ahead of time, but you know, time got away from me. So that's the last of our red. And looks like the last of that paper too. Oh, this one, I haven't had a red one stick in before. There's a little hole, you just push it and it comes right out. Here is the last of our gold stars. I'm done with this tape, so I'm gonna grab it now. And that's pretty much the end of that piece too. And pop this one out. So like I said, the backing has a tendency to, more of those little dots there. Got that all cleaned out. Okay, so we have those 3 stars. Sorry, I have a little piece. The paper backing is sticky, and I have 3 pieces stuck to my hand I'm trying to get off, so just a moment. Okay, and this one here, we had a couple backings lift off of this already. The backings come off quite easy. We'll do the same thing with this one. We'll just pop all these out. It's all one long string, so you just have to hit a couple places. But the reason I'm leaving these in groupings is because I want to see it, because they go on the tree just perfect. Okay. Yes, I get them stuck to my hand. That's why I'm using the silicone mat to lay these out on. And then the last one. Now the last one we cut, we'll just leave in the die until we're ready. So we'll cut one more. But you can see how I got the stars out of this piece. So there's plenty in that strip to do all of that. So we have one more. And here's this one. And they're all stuck in there. We'll just leave them there. Now, you could do them one at a time and hook them on, but the silicone mat, that's what it's there for. Okay, put all that away. Pick up another sticky piece. And we will start building our trees. So we're going to start with the largest tree. If you excuse me one moment. Go ahead and use the one that's in the, now we'll leave those there. We'll use this one first. So the largest one on the bottom, make sure your sticky paper's off, which mine is. And I'm going to take this piece from this edge here down to about like that and press it on. I'll try to scoot this in a little bit. There. And grab the next piece. Take it from the corner here, up there. This one's also got the sticky. Take it from there. Oop. Oh, this one I took from here to this corner here. They don't come, you can make them come together if you wanted, but I like them sort of draping because they wrap around the tree, so they're not always hooked. Do you ever wrap ribbon or anything around your tree? Like I said, the backs come off very easily. And this one here. Now I'm going to stop right there. This one can go up here. And if you just want to use this one, you can. It would be like a little short piece across the top. But I wanted to do something else. I'm just setting that side piece aside. I'm going to grab the medium size one. Like I said, the backs come off really fast and easy. Oh wait, sorry, not the, leave the long one. Grab the next size. Oh, he's already sticky. Take and put him like that. That long piece is what we're going to use on the top. I'll put this one about like that. They all don't have to be exactly the same. About like that. Leaving the top again. This one I need this one here, and and this one here. Oop, and I'm getting an extra one. But this is the one I want. You can use any one you want, but if you look at the layers, they pretty much fit, except I don't like how the top one fits. That's my personal preference. There we go. Oh, I'll take this one here to here. And then this one here to here. Oop. Take him here. Like I said, you can set these anywhere you want. Once you press them down, they stay pretty good. Okay, and go back to that small piece. Now this first one that popped out, the big one, I'm going to come back over to this big tree because I wanted mine to come up a little further. And then just flip it over and snip it off. Same with this one here. There's those two, and I think this one may fit on this one. If not, I still have a couple extra over here. Nope, nope, that one's too short. So we'll grab this long one here. It's already got its backing off, so we'll use him. Like that. Now I do have a couple over here that have their backing off, and these two do as well. So what I'm going to do is when I get done here, I will grab a piece of wax paper and I will stick them on the wax paper until I'm ready to use them again. Leave them flat, and then you can, the sticky won't go away, and you're able to work with those at another date. Putting them on the wax paper is like leaving them on a silicone. If you have enough silicone mats, you could leave them on the silicone mat. Okay, time to build our toppers to our trees. This is a card you give somebody that's very special to you. As like I said, it's a fussy, fiddly little card. Get this over here so you can see a little better. And if you don't mind the three littler ones at the top, you could use what I like the other. So if you take this and lay it across the red is a little smaller. And I find this easier to do in my hands than laying down. It'd be easier if I set that down too. But I line up the top and the two bottoms, and the sides just come in and it fills in. They said the red is just a tiny bit smaller, and you can see that from the back, but it's fine. Kick out the pieces. This one, the backing didn't come off. Now it has. We could set them down this way. But like I said, I find lining them up in my hands is easier. Like I said, it does take a few minutes, but it's for that special person. There's two. And the last one. And it doesn't matter which way the star goes. It doesn't matter. Now you could, if you don't want the white showing, you could cover it with something else. I don't mind the white showing. And it is a handmade card after all. So let me pick up these few sticky pieces and get them out of my way. And I'm going to pop these two out of my die and set this off to the side, and I will put them on some wax paper for later use. So I'm not going to waste those beautiful things when I don't have to. Okay, and like I said, these here, there's still a little bit of space you can get a little bit of something out of if you want. All right, so glue dots. Now usually most people can stick, this is still my sticky glue dots that I've been using, extra sticky. Put a glue dot right here at the top of your tree. And then I'm going to set my just like that and give it a good press to make sure it's adhered. And there is one. Just like that. And you see a little white there and a little bit of piece hanging over, but it's not going to be that. They're going to look at the front of the card. I'm looking forward to new roll glue dots that aren't so sticky. I know they're supposed to be sticky, but these are really sticky. And there's number 2. You could use glue on this, but I didn't want to take the chance of getting glue where I didn't want it. And glue dots are really strong. This is the most time-consuming part of this whole card, is building your trees. But this is the type of project you could just take your little Stampin' Cotton Boss machine, mine aka Little Cranky, have your trees all stamped, and just sit in front of the tree, or in front of the tree, or it could be in front of the tree, in front of the TV, and build your trees. Let me get this camera back out. So there's our 3 trees. We're going to slide them off to the back, because we need to build a card. So we have, moving a few things here, we have a piece of 11 by 5.5, and we're going to score this together. And I'm going to go ahead and use my trimmer for this. You could use your scoreboard as well. And we are going to score this at, get the cutting blade out of the way. We are going to score this at 3, 6, open the arm, 7.5, 9, and 10. And like I said, all the dimensions are listed below in the description. So we'll start here with the 2 big ones. So we're going to fold this one in. And you want to make sure that you have done both sides of these and get them really good. Now we're going to go in. So this is a mountain. We're going to go down into a valley. These score lines have to be really burnished to make sure the card stands up. So then you've got a mountain, a valley, another mountain. And normally I just go through and fold them all, but I am really wanting to make sure I got good creases. Then we're gonna have another valley. I'm doing both sides. And another mountain. Which if you haven't burnished this well, these cards will collapse when it's standing. Now we're gonna put it all together like this. Go through and press this whole thing together so that it stands up nice and pretty. Okay, so let's start with the back piece that we already stamped. I'm going to open this up because it's going to go on this piece here. We have about 8-inch borders on this one. Flip it around because we're going to be looking, that's the back of your card, so we're looking at this way. Open this up, and I have 3 pieces of DSP. This is 5 3/8 by 2 7/8. That's going to go here. They're all 5 3/8. 1 3/8 it's going here, and a 7/8 piece is going here. And this is non-directional paper. The candy canes go every direction. And that's one of the reasons I selected. Plus, I liked it. But if you have directional paper, make sure your direction's going the right way. And then the last piece. Like I said, once you get the trees done, the rest of the card goes really fast. Okay, so fold it back up the way it goes. Give it a little press again. And there's our card so far. Leave the glue out. Now, the next part is your choice as to placement, and if you use, hang on here. As if you use, I'm getting my trees. I'm trying to pick them up without. There we go. You do need to give this Glimmer a good press to make sure everything is stuck down well, which I did not do earlier, so we're doing it now. Okay, these trees are gonna go, you can place them wherever you want, but I put one here, and then the medium size one over here, and the small one in the middle. So when you look at it, it's sort of like that. Now, you can put these on with dimensionals if you want. This card, because of all the folding, is quite bulky already. If you use dimensionals, you're definitely going to have extra postage. So this one I'm going to put here, and I'm putting it down almost to the crease, but not quite. So it's just up just slightly. And I'm going to glue it. So I know I don't want glue below this point here. Put my finger there. I said I'm using glue because I am going to mail these, and I don't want to pay too much extra postage. And then I'm going to set this here, making sure that I'm not below that score line. Make sure it closes. So if you're hand delivering, use all the ones you want, or if you don't mind paying extra postage. Next one's going on this one here. So you can see where you need to have your glue. Close this so I can put a little pressure on that. Hold that for a second. Now this one I'm going to lay here. And he's going to go right here in the middle of the three, or the two. He's the third one. And so I just want it on the very bottom here. That will hold him just a second. There we go. Now, if it's not standing up, if it is not standing up good, go back in and give everybody a little press again. But after he's been in an envelope for a few minutes, a little while, he will, but he stands up like that. Looks like this. I think it's very adorable. And you can use all kinds of things to do this stepper card. What you need to do is make sure that you don't exceed the height of your envelope. But that is our card for today. I'll hold him up so you can see him. I think it's very pretty. There's no other bling on here. The Glimmer paper did all the bling, and there's no sentiment on the front because I wanted this as a display piece that somebody could use in their home for decoration if they would like. So, thank you for joining me today. I know it's a little longer than normal, but it's a special card. So, have a wonderful day, and I will see you on Friday. Goodbye.